The following program was produced by Cinema Milkshake.
What would you like to do now?
Go to the movies.
Now you're talking. I could be up for that.
So what have you got?
The stuff that dreams are made of.
What did you think?
It's the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life.
You're going to love this.
No, sir. I didn't like it.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
This whole thing's a bloody farce.
Good movie. It won the Academy Award
Oh, for what?
for best movie ever made.
Oh, it's keen. It's pure keen. No, it's greater than keen. It's Cougat.
Why are you torturing me like this?
You're gonna love this, trust me.
I've lost all critical perspective.
Why?
Did you like that?
Are you kidding?
Let's all go to the movie.
Woo-hoo!
That's what I'm talking about.
What do we got?
Hold your ears, folks. It's showtime.
Welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode of Kill Me or Thrill Me. I am your host, Ryan, and this is the podcast where I invite various people to recommend various movies to me from any genre, any decade, or anywhere in the world. And then after I watch it, they come on the show and discuss the movie with me. And we find out if their suggestion killed me or thrilled me or somewhere in between. My guest today is a fellow Michigander. She is a full-time letter carrier for the United States Postal Service. And she's also a writer, director, and producer based in East Point, Michigan. Gabrielle Gamache-Nettles, welcome to the show. I'm so happy to have you here to discuss this film.
Awesome to discuss this with you.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Big fan of yours.
Oh, well, likewise. And in fact, we have worked on a film together. We both worked for a filmmaker named Mark France. And I did.
Awesome guy.
Yeah, very nice guy. I was one of the editors on Love in Dead Places. Creepy little
awesome
film about post-mortem romance. Which is funny because at the time I had just made a movie about a similar subject. So I guess I got typecast for a little bit there. You want the messed up zombie guy?
The perfect editor for it.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, so before we get into the movie you brought to me today or suggested to me today, why don't you take a minute to introduce yourself and let the listeners know who you are and what you do?
Okay, well, my name's Gabrielle Gamache-Nettles. I live in East Point, Michigan. I've lived here my entire life, practically. But I've found my interest in film from a very young age. Unfortunately, I didn't start pursuing it till I was in my late 30s. But I do write a lot, and I have like eight short films behind me. Okay. My first one was in 2009, and that was called The Yaw. And from then on, I actually had Mark France help me on that. I've been writing and directing and producing like a lot. And I help out a lot of other filmmakers. Okay. That's where a lot of my inspiration comes from.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, before we get into the movie, I like to do a little thing called Break the Ice. You get a 2 truths and a lie game.
Nice.
And it's a Bollywood theme because our movie we're talking about today is a Bollywood film. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read to you the titles and brief plot synopses of 3 Bollywood films. And you have to tell me which 2 are real and which one I just completely made up.
Oh, no.
So if anybody isn't familiar with Bollywood, we'll get into that, of course, as the episode progresses. But Bollywood can make some very strange films because they tend to mash every conceivable genre they can into one movie with musical numbers. Mm-hmm. So a little bit more on that later, but that's why I chose this subject because I delved into it and I've seen a few very bizarre Bollywood / Indian films that defy explanation. So we are going to
definitely out there.
We're going to quiz you here. So right. My first title is a film called Oh My God. And the plot is a shopkeeper sues God after an earthquake destroys his business. Then God shows up in person to help him win the lawsuit. That's your first choice. The second film is called let me see if I can pronounce this. Bahubali and the Time-Traveling Goat. This story is about a legendary warrior who teams up with a goat from the future to stop history from being rewritten. All right? And your third film, Tarzan, the Wonder Car. A murdered man's spirit possesses a sports car and helps his son get revenge.
The first two are Bollywood films. The third one is not.
So you think the one about the possessed car is the fake one?
I'm going to go on a limb here, Ryan. I'm going to go out on a limb here. Yep.
Okay.
A non-possessed limb, but I'm going to go out a limb here. But I'm going to try.
I like possessed limbs. Okay. Well, guess
no.
what? You got one right and one wrong. Oh My God is a real one, and so is Tarzan the Wonder Car. The time-traveling goat is one I made up.
Oh, wow.
Because I would love to watch a movie about a time-traveling goat.
Well, honestly, that wouldn't surprise me, though, that sounds to me like it would be a Bollywood film.
I agree.
And you flipped the script on me by saying I can't pronounce the name. So that made me think, oh, wait, this has got to be a real one. Good one.
Yeah.
Well played. Well played.
Thank you. I honestly, and I apologize to any listeners out there from India or immigrants from India. I just took the nearest word and threw it in with the words time-traveling goat. So, and I actually didn't know how to pronounce it, so that I didn't even mean to trick you, but
That's a good one.
You know what? I'm going to take credit for it anyway.
Good one.
I am retconning the history of this little game. So, all right, well, let's get into the movie. What you presented to me, or I shouldn't say presented, you suggested I watch, is from 2001 called Lagaan, Once Upon a Time in India. And it's a Hindi language musical sports drama. And the story basically takes place during in 1893 during British colonial rule. And it follows a group of villagers who challenge British officers to a cricket match to avoid paying Lagaan, which is a Hindi word for land taxes. So that's that. And I should mention, this film is nearly 4 hours long.
Sorry about that. I forgot.
And
yeah.
No, some of my favorite films are over 3 hours long.
Okay,
so
good.
I am definitely not opposed to watching long films. And I also happen to like musicals.
Okay.
What I had no knowledge of going into this is how the hell cricket is even played. But I kind of learned a little.
Yeah. A little bit by itself too. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing going into it that I should be upfront about is I absolutely hate British colonizers. So,
built-in villain for you on this movie. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, these guys are jerks, and that's putting it lightly. But honestly, I have to tell you, because I have known about this movie for decades now. Like I obviously I'd never seen it prior to this, because that's the whole gimmick of this podcast, and I would be a liar if I had watched this before. But I have known about it since it came out.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought Lagaan was the name of the guy on the poster. So
that's okay.
Yeah, well, I learned a new word. This film, just to give everybody a little bit of an idea, before we share our personal thoughts on it or whatnot, is this is now recognized as one of the most, or I should say it's one of the most internationally recognized Indian films ever made. And it is the one that is often credited for bringing Bollywood and contemporary Indian cinema to Western audiences. Even though India has had a very long film industry going back all the way to the silence, this, a lot of us Westerners just didn't know about this. And this was kind of the first time a big Bollywood production made its way into the, Western market.
Oh, yeah. Mainstream. Yep.
And was a big hit. Because, before this was released, many industry figures considered the film commercially unviable because it was A, a period film, B, about cricket, C, nearly 4 hours long, and D, it was set all in one village. So However, like the underdog villagers in the film, it proved all the naysayers wrong, and it grossed roughly 3 times its production cost worldwide and became one of the top grossing Indian films in 2001. And even got a Oscar nomination for Best Foreign Language Film at the Oscars.
Yep.
And some Filmfare Awards. Are you familiar with the Filmfare Awards?
Sounds familiar.
Well, they are the annual awards held in India to honor artistic and technical excellence in Hindi cinema.
Oh, nice.
So they've been around since the early 50s. And this film won Best Film, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Music Director, and Best Lyricist, among others. So,
awesome.
Pretty good job.
Yeah. I love A.R. Rahman. I love his music. So.
Yes, I wanted to ask you about that because I'm going to give you like just a couple people who worked on this. Is we've got director Ashutosh Gowarikar.
That's okay.
I swear to God, I listened to a pronunciation of that.
I don't know the pronunciation either.
Damn it. Ashutosh Gowarikar.
Yeah, I don't know what else he's worked on, unfortunately. I should, but I don't.
He basically began his career in film as an actor in the 1980s, and then made his directorial debut in 1993. And he set the stage. Some could say he set the stage for his signature storytelling style through those movies, and has since become a very world-renowned filmmaker. The one that broke him big was this one, Lagaan.
Yeah,
and him and his wife founded Ashutosh Gowarikar production company to gain creative autonomy, and in 2024 they celebrated 20 years in Indian cinema.
Nice.
And the aforementioned R.A. Rahman.
I love him.
Did I say R.A.? I said A.R.
It should be A.R. Rahman. Yeah, but that's okay.
I love him too. He's an Indian composer, singer-songwriter, and record producer. Born into a Tamil Muslim family, he lost his father at the age of 9 and supported the family by renting instruments. He was apparently a child prodigy on keyboards, and he later studied Western classical music in London. And then after a personal spiritual awakening, he embraced Islam and adopted the name Allah Raka Rahman. And he's often called the Mozart of Madras.
He is.
And is one of... Yeah.
Absolutely.
And he won 2 Academy Awards and 2 Grammy Awards for his work on Slumdog Millionaire. So is that where you first heard of him? Or
no, actually, believe it or not, the first time I heard about him was I was browsing through an Indian grocery store.
Oh.
And I love international music.
Yeah.
So I was always on the lookout back in, I think, the year 2001, 2002. So I went to an Indian grocery store and I saw that, a CD for Once Upon a Time in India.
Oh, okay.
And that's where I first heard his music.
Oh, nice.
And I said, you know what? I got to see the movie for this. I've never seen,
Yeah.
I loved the music before I saw the movie.
Oh, okay.
And I also have the music to Mangal Pandey. I think he did the music for that one too.
I actually first heard of him from Slumdog Millionaire.
Okay.
I
wasn't surprised to see his name on that. Yeah.
No, but see, I didn't know him, and I absolutely loved the music from that movie.
Me too.
At the time, and I still do. And I've actually thrown a lot of that guy's music onto various playlists on my Spotify. So
nice.
Yeah, I really love him. I am actually a very big fan of Indian music.
Yeah, me too.
Along with Rahman, we have Javed Akhtar, or Javed Akhtar. Again, apology. You know what? I'm just going to apologize to everybody. Right at the top
it's
here.
It's okay. I mispronounce them too. I don't mean to butcher them, but yeah. I think A.R. Rahman is the only one I've pronounced correctly. So it's okay.
Right.
We're good.
Yeah, just forgive us. We're we are what we are. He is an Indian screenwriter, lyricist, poet, and political activist. And he's had a lot of work, done a lot of work in Hindi cinema. He's won several film awards. And he's widely regarded as one of the greatest screenwriters and lyricists in the history of Indian cinema. in addition to his film career, he has been an outspoken public intellectual and activist, known for his advocacy of secularism, freedom of expression, and gender equality.
Nice.
And he has written and spoken extensively on issues of religion, human rights, and rationalism. And along with the producer of this film, both of them, or I should say producer and star, both of them are very outspoken about human rights issues and gender issues in their home country. And not everybody likes that, but I certainly...
Hey, I applaud them for that.
Yeah, I absolutely do too. I from what I read, I agree with most of what they are saying, if not all of it.
Yeah.
Again, I should preface this. I am a fan of Indian cinema and Indian music, but I am not an expert on it. And I am most definitely not an expert on India itself.
Neither am I.
Neither
am I. So yeah, neither of us are, but we just love the music and we love the films. But that's
right.
Okay.
So any mistakes we make are on
Forgive us. Yep.
Yeah, forgive us and educate us. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
I am an absolute sponge for knowledge, so just let us know. I would love to know more. I do know a little bit about social constructs and stuff in India, but not enough to speak on it with any kind of authority, and I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, so we're just going to talk about this from a film lover's point of view.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is good enough.
Exactly. Yeah. So our lead is a man by the name of Amir Khan. He plays the character Bhuvan. He also produced the film.
Yep.
He is an Indian actor, filmmaker, and television personality, and he started as a child actor, but rose to fame in the 90s by appearing in a number of commercially successful films. He does come from a filmmaking family. Both his father and uncle were involved in the industry. In 1995, Khan established Amir Khan Productions, and their first film was Lagaan. And nice. I would say that's pretty good for your first film.
Exactly.
To make something that not only defies the odds.
Amazing. Yeah.
Right. And all the accolades. So I'm guessing they were pretty happy. We also have Gracie Singh.
Singh.
Yeah.
Singh. Yep.
You are right. Gracie Singh as Gauri. And if I'm pronouncing these, I already did.
Gauri. Yep. Gauri. That's okay.
Yeah. She's an actress and classical dancer, and she was raised by a traditional Sikh family in Delhi, and she developed an early passion for performing arts, and she rose to fame with her role in this film. But beyond cinema, she is a celebrated classical dancer and founder of the Gracie Singh dance troupe, which presents dance ballets blending Indian classical and contemporary styles. And she has been involved since 2013 with the Brahma Kumari World Spiritual University, integrating spirituality into her artistic expression. And I just want to say,
that's awesome.
I think she's so talented, and
she's amazing.
She's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, she is. She's knockout. She's a knockout. Absolutely.
I might as well get this out of the way right off the top. There is just a lot of hotties in this movie.
Oh, there's a lot. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The eye candy is very, very, very big.
For everybody. Anybody in your preferences are going to find something nice, somebody nice to focus on. So just had to get that out of the way. We're moving on. Our second female lead is Rachel Shelley. She plays Elizabeth Russell. She is the sister to the next actor I'll mention, Captain Russell, or absolute douchebag with a punchable face is what I took to calling him in my notes. I did first write, oh, look, it's colonial Billy Zane. And then I wrote absolute douchebag with a punchable face. Anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way. We'll get into that later. But yeah, she is a British actress and model and audio producer, probably best known for portraying Helena Peabody in the Showtime drama The L Word.
The L Word, yes, I was going to mention that. Yep.
She also appeared on shows such as The New Adventures of Robin Hood and Highlander, the series.
Nice.
I don't know if anybody watched Highlander, the series.
Yes, I did. I did. I loved it.
She seems to, besides acting, she regularly contributes essays to The Guardian, and she also works as an audio producer. Now on to Captain Russell, played by Paul Blackthorne, a.k.a. Colonial Billy Zane, and he's just as big of a douchebag as Billy Zane was in Titanic. So I don't know what it is about these dudes who look like Billy Zane. I'm sure they're nice guys in real life, but oh my God.
Yeah, he does such a good job that you find it hard to believe. But on the outside, I guess he does support environmental causes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, there's an environmental nonprofit he ran. So.
Oh, okay.
So he did a great job acting. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, almost too good.
Yeah, I know, right? I wanted to slice his head off by the end of that movie. So yeah.
Oh God, yes. He definitely kind of came to prominence with this film. It was his first major film role, so lucky him. And just to briefly run through the supporting cast, because there's quite a lot of people in this movie, but some of the major players in this, we've got Rajesh Vivek. He plays Garan. I'm not trying to give away how I felt about this movie, but I am going to say absolutely my favorite character in the film. He plays a mystic, and
I loved him.
He also, he's got a face that just, I don't know, man. Like, he almost looks like a lion. He's just amazing. I loved him to death, and he plays music. He predicts the future, and goes crazy. He's just wonderful. He's like a very kind berserker that you would just want on your side in a fight against British colonials. We've got Amin Haji as Baga. He is a mute drummer whose drumming helps inspire the team. And then we've got Aditya Lakia as Kakra, and he's what's known as an untouchable in India.
Because the crippling, yeah, he's a cripple, and they have very big superstitions about him, and unfortunately that shows. But
he's at first shunned, but he ends up having a very wicked spin to his throws. So they're like, oh, we need this dude on our team. And then we've last couple here. We've got Lashpal Sharma as Laka. He's a woodcutter who initially betrays the village. I don't want to spoil it, but I don't know. This movie's been around for over a decade and a half. So, does he redeem himself? We'll find out. Raghubir Yadav as Burra. He is a chicken farmer whose skill with chasing chickens makes him one of the best fielders in cricket. So he's fun. In fact, if you're like me and you just find chickens funny, there's a great scene during a training montage where the team are literally chasing chickens to get better at cricket.
Yeah.
So awesome, because chickens are, in my opinion, objectively the funniest animal.
Very funny. Yes.
Yeah. Instant comedy if you add a chicken to anything. So all right, that's all I wanted to say off the top, just to get all that out of the way, and let's get into this now. So Gabrielle, my big question for all my guests is, why this movie? Why did you pick this one and suggest it to me?
I think the biggest thing about it is that the film encompasses a togetherness, a spirit that emboldens people to stand up to the big guy, and an overall feeling of, let's work together to solve these problems, and we can do whatever we want to do. It also, it tells, even though I'm not a big fan of sports movies, I can tell you that this is the one movie that I thought was awesome, because cricket was supposed to be the British sport, the sport of the elite.
Yeah.
And these Indians turned around and said, no, we can do this too. We got this too. I liked it because it put some tropes on its head. If you see somebody being spurned in love, and I won't give too much away here, but one of the main characters is spurned in her love, but she's still an altruistic woman. and I love that they didn't make her a bad guy after that,
right,
or anything like that. It turns so many tropes on its head, I guess, and it makes the it has the message of let's just all stand up together.
Yeah,
we need to stand up together, unite or fall type thing, and that's really what it spoke to me. Plus the fact that it was such a unique love story, in that both women who loved Bhuvan were willing to do anything for him.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter. It in the end, it just, it all mattered. What all mattered was that they just came together, formed this unique alliance, and beat the bad guys.
Yeah.
And stood up for themselves, and, stood up and showed their autonomy and their uniqueness, their independence. And I think that's just, it just spoke to me. It always has, and it always will. And plus the fact that I've been involved in Indian dance actually for a few years.
Oh, wow.
And, you know what? I had a similar love story of my own that even though the guy that I loved didn't love me back, I still, I found a lot of relatable stuff in that movie. So
okay,
whole lot of reasons.
Yeah, no, that's great. Now, was this your first introduction to Bollywood, or had you seen? I guess I should say not even Bollywood specifically, but just Indian cinema in general. Was this your first exposure to that?
Yeah, I'd seen a few movies before. Basically, some dramas. They didn't really have a lot of music to them, but when I did see, I think I saw Paranita before I saw Lagaan.
Okay.
Paranita is kind of like a rags to riches type of story, but that one first entranced me. And like I said, when I went around looking for Indian music, when I saw the thing for Once Upon a Time in Bali, Once a Time in India, that's when I became more enamored of Indian cinema.
Okay.
I think if I sit down and watch it, I just feel better.
Yeah, I mean, this might be a good point now to kind of explain, if anybody's not familiar. Bollywood is basically Hindi cinema.
Mm-hmm.
It's either known as Bollywood or Bombay cinema, and it basically it refers to India's Hindi language film industry,
mm-hmm.
which is based in Mumbai, and it's obviously a portmanteau of Hollywood and Bombay. So,
mm-hmm.
which Bombay is another name for Mumbai. Now, there are other areas of India that have their own industries.
Or their own language, too. Yeah.
Yeah. For instance, a big hit that just kind of took the world by storm recently was RRR.
Mm-hmm.
That's from Tollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of, even when I first saw it, I was like, oh, Bollywood. And I was corrected by somebody online, and which led me to look into Tollywood. And there's a lot of woods. There is a lot of wood
yep.
areas in India, and I don't really want to take the time to explain them all. But it's definitely worth looking into, because they each they're similar yet different. If you know what I mean. Like
yes.
some have a different. I mean, they've got different stars. They have different studios. They have different directors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I personally love and cannot emphasize enough how much I loved RRR.
Mm-hmm.
I was explaining to another guest on a previous episode that I was in tears at the end of it,
mm-hmm.
simply because I hadn't had that much fun watching a movie since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
exactly.
I wasn't crying because it was sad. I was so overjoyed. Like,
yeah.
It literally reminded me of the first time I watched either Star Wars
mm-hmm.
or Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Like, that, it blew me away. And
you get overwhelmed. You get overwhelmed with joy.
Yeah. And I actually do, I may have mentioned this already, but I absolutely do love musicals.
Mm-hmm.
I have never turned my nose up at them. I believe the first musical I saw as a kid was John Huston's version of Annie.
Mm-hmm.
And I automatically just loved the idea of the musical.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it never didn't make sense to me that people just burst into song for no reason.
Yeah.
And I genuinely, to this day, wish life worked that way.
Right.
If you ever want to see me cry during a movie,
mm-hmm.
watch Moulin Rouge with me.
Mm-hmm.
I am an unabashed lover of that film.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I was sort of very interested in this new Bollywood thing I was hearing about in the early 2000s because oddly enough, I worked in the late 90s. I worked at Target, and there was a gentleman that worked with me there, and he was from India. I don't know when he immigrated here, but him and I often talked about films. I was in my mid-20s. He had to have been in his 40s. And he said he'd done a lot of theater and worked in the business back in India. And
Wow.
and he came to me one day and said, Ryan, do you know how to get into public access here in town? And I was like, I mean, yeah, I know some people. And he wanted to start a show on our local public access. And I was like, okay, what's the show about? And he's like, well, I want to show Indian films. And I was like, okay. So one day, him and I took a drive to this Indian market, and there was a booth that was renting laser discs, and he rented one of them and also rented a laser disc player, gave it to me to make a VHS dub of it so that he could show it on public access. And I popped that thing in. I didn't know how to put the subtitles on, so I didn't watch it with subtitles, which he didn't want anyway. And I sat through the first half hour of it. And the reason I did that is because the, what's his name, who played Mola Ram in Temple of Doom, he was in it, and I recognized him. Although he was definitely not Mola Ram. But I was like, oh, that's Mola Ram. What? Okay. And immediately people are singing, dancing. I couldn't follow the plot. And so when I returned all the stuff to him and went to the studio to shoot his intros for the show, I was like, okay, I've got some questions. This movie was 3.5 hours long. What is going, and he explained to me about Indian cinema and how they incorporate a lot of musical numbers in it. Yeah. They're very melodramatic.
Oh, cool. That's so awesome.
Yeah, it was neat. And he explained to me what a masala film was, and that's basically what is the most popular commercial genre in Bollywood is the masala film, which is basically we are going to throw every genre we can think of into the mix and musical numbers. And he explained it to me, but it didn't quite take. And then when Lagaan came out, and because I followed the Oscars, I read Entertainment Weekly, all that stuff. Yeah. So I was reading about it, and they were like, "Oh, it's Bollywood," and they had a little article explaining Bollywood to us Americans, and I was like, "That's what that guy was talking about." Wow, and it still took me a while to finally watch one. So yeah, that's my history with this. Yeah. And I will say that my first experience with Bollywood was actually a horror film. And because in Rue Morgue magazine, because this was, there used to be this DVD label. I don't know if they're still around, but they're called Mondo Bizarro, or I think that's what it is, or Mondo Macabro, one of those two. And they would release really bizarre international films. They're the ones that put out the Wang Wang movies, lots of Malaysian horror, lots of just bizarre stuff. And they did a series of Bollywood horror, and I read about it in the pages of that. And so I immediately threw them in my Netflix queue. If for our younger listeners, Netflix was this place where you could rent movies and they sent them to you on a disc. Yeah. I know it's hard to believe, but that's how we watched movies 20 years ago.
Exactly.
And it was cool because you actually could have the physical copy of the movie, and they didn't just randomly yank it from you like they do now through their streaming services, even if you buy it. Anyway, we could bitch about streaming services all day. So I don't remember the title of this, and I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
But it's a vampire film, and it is kind of amazing. It's also kind of way too long for what it is. But I kid you not. Well, I know you probably, but I kid you not, audience. The vampire and the heroes will be fighting to the death and still break out into song.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. And there's even a scene in it where a woman is doing aerobics, because this was late 80s, early 90s when, Jane Fonda aerobicized, and she's doing all that. And they play the song from Fright Night when they're at the club in Fright Night, which is such a nerdy little piece of trivia. But I right away was like, oh my God, they used the Fright Night song. Anyway, that was my first exposure. And then I watched a couple of other ones. There's like a Bollywood version of Nightmare on Elm Street, which is wild. There is some science fiction ones that are wild. Before I move on to my next question, have you seen, and again, they made 3 different versions of this movie at the same time, one in each language. It was 3 different areas, I forget, but it's called Ega, and it is about a guy who gets murdered and is reincarnated as a fly, and he teams up with his ex-girlfriend to bring down the people that killed him.
Oh, wow. No, I've never heard of it.
Oh my God. It is amazing.
I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. It is literally about a fly getting revenge on the criminals that killed him. And it somehow works. This isn't just it's not like one of those Asylum Sharknado movies. It works. It's very big budget.
Nice.
There's musical numbers. The effects are great.
Wow.
Just this tiny little fly messing with these killers and mobsters.
Nice.
It's so good. Hunt it down. It is so much fun. It's EEGA if you're interested.
Okay.
And again, there's they did 3 versions of it. I saw the I believe the Tollywood version of it. I don't know how much they differ. Are you a fan of musicals in general? Well, you did say you were.
Yes.
What do you think in terms of the Bollywood musical versus, say, the American musical or British music? Do you find a big difference between the two? Is there one you like more than the other, or do you just like them all?
I really do like them all, but I've got to say that the staging for the Bollywood musicals is much better because, like you said, they find they can spontaneously burst into song anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's not a problem. Whereas with the American setup or the British setup, they have to ease into it, so to speak, and kind of,
sure.
The only one that I saw spontaneously do such a great job on its own as a film was Chicago. And that's because they separated the human movements from the dance movements, but they did just such a fantastic job of blending everything.
Yeah.
But I think Bollywood does a better job in terms of spontaneity.
Okay. Yeah.
In terms of spontaneity, in terms of allowing it to blend with everything.
Especially in the ones I've seen, it just feels a lot more organic because
it does.
The village they're in or the party they're at, there's already music playing and there's musicians in the background, so that when they go into the song, it almost feels like, like I said, organic. And it seems like, I'm not saying India, that music plays a bigger part in their culture than it does in America. Every country's got its music that plays a part in its culture.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think just from even the non-musical stuff I've seen from India, because I'm a big fan of Satyajit Ray, his movie, The Music Room. He's several other, he's in the Criterion Collection, all his movies are. And The Music Room is such a beautiful movie, but it's not a musical, even though there's lots of musical performances in it. And I just think I like the way Indian cinema incorporates music into their work.
Stories, yeah.
Because I agree with you. I think they both have their pluses and minuses. I do agree with you that Chicago is great. I have long stood by that film. So I don't know. I guess it just depends on your mood. I mean, I could see some people being put off by the runtime because most Bollywood films are at least 2.5 to 3 hours long. And a lot of that is because of the musical numbers. I mean, does that bother you? Are you?
It doesn't bother me. Like you said, you have to be in the mood though too. I'm not always in the mood to see a Bollywood movie, but when I am, I am.
Yeah.
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 I know that there are times I've needed to see some, just, if I get depressed or something like that.
Right.
Or, sometimes if I'm kind of down, my mother-in-law and I will watch Chicago,
Oh, nice.
Just because we like watching, we just kind of escape for a while,
Yeah.
Runtime doesn't really bother me in terms of movies, just as long as they got a great story to tell. Keep the story going, you're not going to worry about the runtime,
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. I forget who said this to me, but somebody, I don't know if I read it or they said it to me, but it was, a story should take as long as it needs.
Mm-hmm.
And you can definitely tell when a story doesn't need to be that long.
Oh, yeah.
As opposed to one that absolutely, like, for instance, one of my, favorite films is Bridge on the River Kwai. And it's 3.5 hours long, and I don't think a single minute of it is wasted.
Mm-hmm.
And there is such a good buildup during those 3 hours that the last half an hour of that film is some of the most suspenseful filmmaking ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so good. And
mm-hmm.
I love Lawrence of Arabia. I love Seven Samurai.
Mm-hmm.
Tarkovsky's Stalker is one of my favorite movies. And that movie doesn't even tie everything together until the last, 30 seconds of the movie. And I was not bored once.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Triple R. That was 3 hours long, and it felt like 20 minutes. It was just so
mm-hmm.
good. Yet I've sat through 60-minute movies that felt like an eternity.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, too.
Yeah,
I have too. Yeah.
I don't get it.
In some stories, I'm like, I don't know why they were making the movies in the first place, because all they needed to be was a sentence and a photo, and that was it.
Right.
So I agree with you on that. Yeah, I agree with you totally on that. One of the movies I saw recently was The Brutalist, and believe it or not, that movie actually kept me going.
Okay.
I did not find that to be slow at all.
Oh wow.
I was kind of unnerved by it. It was a wonderful movie, but that one had a pretty long runtime, but I didn't feel like it was any time wasted either.
Okay. Yeah, that's.
I felt like the character buildup was worth it.
Okay. No, that's been on my list. I'm a sucker for dreary,
mm-hmm.
grim movies to begin with, and just when I heard about that one, and I actually remember Conan O'Brien at the Oscars was like, when he introduced the movie, he's like, this movie was so good, I didn't want it to end. And thankfully it didn't. And they cut to Adrian Brody laughing. So I'm like, that's a good one, Conan. But I haven't seen it. I plan to. I hear it's pretty tough watch at times, but
it is.
I'm excited for that because, like I said, I'm sort of a glutton for
mm-hmm.
Cinematic punishment. But
sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not.
Oh yeah.
But I went into this with an open mind, and I came out really blown away. So I was really happy with that.
Now the other question I have, it sort of popped into my head as I was watching it, and again, I don't want to get too much into cultural, societal issues in India because I'm not an expert on it. I know a little about it, enough to maybe have an opinion, but that opinion is not mine to have,
mm-hmm.
being a non-Indian person. I don't know. In some cases, some critics have pointed out that the females were only in this movie to prop up the men, and that they really, even though they did have their own agency, they were flesh and blood humans. They weren't just caricatures, but at the same time, everything they did was to prop up the men, and at the end of the movie, they're kind of sidelined to celebrate the men and their accomplishment, even though the women helped them. Obviously, we've got Gauri, loves Bhavan. She supports him, waits for him, sings at least 5 or 6 songs about him. I'm just kidding. But there's a couple. But she does not join the cricket team. She does not have any influence over the game. She has nothing to do with the village politics and does not make any major decisions. And so basically you say her role is primarily like emotional and domestic. And then you've got the other woman, Elizabeth, and she kind of defies her brother and goes and helps the villagers learn cricket, and basically goes against her British family and the whole monarchy, basically. She's one of those, I'll think for myself, I'll do what I want, even though her douchebag brother is constantly like, how dare you how dare you defy your own brother? And you just want her to punch him, but in his silly little mustache. But so yeah, she does play a important role in that she helps the villagers. She's kind of she kind of shows them that not all the British are bad. Hashtag not all colonials. She's cool, but yet at the same time, she doesn't get any recognition for what he did. I don't know. I guess in the end of the movie, the victory goes to Bhuvan, our main character.
Okay, so they did a couple things there that really made me. It's another reason I love this movie is because they, when the villagers embrace Elizabeth when she's leaving, you notice earlier in the movie that Bhuvan shows her the temple.
Yeah.
And tells her about the Radha. Mm-hmm. Tells her about the woman who, sometimes a Radha and the man and his Radha are more close than, say, husband and wife.
Right.
And then they sing that song about a jealous Radha, and but at the end, and also in the movie, earlier in the movie, Bhuvan's mother, where Bhuvan's mom wishes Elizabeth, her chance to find love. They embraced all of that when they gave Elizabeth the goodbye. So I think she was the catalyst. If it weren't for her, they wouldn't have learned cricket.
Right.
If it weren't for her, I don't think Bhuvan would have had a Radha.
Okay.
And they mentioned at the end of the movie that, she is, although she never married, she was, however, Bhuvan's Radha.
Oh, okay.
Also that her and Gauri embraced too. I think it was more important that she made a connection there. And I think that connection couldn't be forgotten. It also her helping the Indian, the villagers, inspired some other people to say, oh, you see that I've never seen a English person helping a villager. They decide, instead of going against Bhuvan like they were originally going to, they decided to join the team. So I think she was a huge, huge catalyst.
Okay.
And I think Gauri's, people a lot of times overlook moral support, too. And when you look at Gauri, she's way more. She's obviously Bhuvan's rock.
Yeah.
So I understand where some people were coming from in that, but we can't always measure, I guess, the importance of people by just deeds,
right? Rather
than say being somebody's rock is way more. It's definitely underappreciated. So,
and I would say I would argue too that just given the time period this story took place in, that's actually, whether we like it or not nowadays, that's historically accurate, because
it is.
Women did have limited property rights. They didn't have any formal political power, low literacy rates, lots of stuff like that. Now, obviously, Elizabeth would probably be better educated and, whatnot, seeing as how she comes from the aristocracy. But I would argue that that's more realistic. Although I think ultimately what I would argue about this movie, and I'd like to hear your opinion on this, but I think this movie needs to not be viewed as any type of real. I don't think it's going for realism. It's not going for magic realism either, even though I kind of argue that all musicals are magic realism in some way, shape, or form, because that's just not what people do. But I think this is almost kind of like a fairy tale in a way.
It is.
Obviously not with magic and dragons and stuff, but I think you kind of need to watch this as more of a kind of just a legend that gets passed on. Like, oh, remember so and so when they played that game of cricket against because ultimately
absolutely
the plot's so simplistic. Like, this probably never would have happened. And it would be great if all problems in the world could be resolved with just a great game of cricket. But
I know.
And I guess maybe you could argue the movie, kind of brushes over some of the more horrible aspects of British colonialism.
Oh, it does. Yeah, absolutely.
But at the same time, I'm not sure that's the point of the movie. And I think, like you said at the beginning when you were explaining why you recommended this, I almost feel like this movie was meant to be just an uplifting, audience-pleasing, fun time. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I think, because I often think nowadays people saddle art with just too much responsibility. Like,
they do.
Yeah, like, not every song or movie or book needs to change the world. Like, it's just an unrealistic expectation to put on something.
Well, art.
Yeah, art in general.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, it's like, just chill, everybody, chill, and just accept the fact that some things are just meant to entertain. And it's not that there aren't important lessons in this movie or messages, but attacking it from, the 2026 lens.
Yeah, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Enough, stop. I mean, we have other movies too that, service the same thing. And yeah, there are those movies out there that, do, change the world, so to speak. But we can't, like you said, we can't expect that from every movie. And those who do, you must lead some miserable existence if you do. I mean, you can't expect that out of every movie.
No.
You can't.
In fact, if you're so concerned about movies doing it, then what are you doing? Like, with, like, you can't, I don't go watch Mission Impossible Final Reckoning because I think it's going to, cure my anxiety about my own mortality. It's just like, I just want to watch Tom Cruise risk his life for no reason other than to entertain me and run really fast, and hot French women with knives beat up big dudes. Like, I don't...
Give me some thrills, yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm just there for the fun, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess it's just, because some critics were, not, I don't know if they were critics, but just discourses, this movie does have a pretty progressive stance on inclusion, because, Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, lower caste villagers, upper caste, disabled players, social outsiders are all sort of welcome into this, but then their criticisms of it was, but that seems to stop at women because none of them were given a chance to play in the game and all. But I think just that's easy to say from like a critical point of view.
Of course. Yeah, it is. It's very easy to look at that. And, I could say, too, well, why wasn't Elizabeth the captain, or why wasn't Elizabeth a sergeant or a military member or something like that? Well, guess what? That wasn't allowed back then.
Right.
But I think it still was progressive. Like I said, both of them are catalysts. They're rocks for Buvan. They are, if they weren't there, he'd be screwed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. God bless him. But, yeah, he would have been... He would have been SOL, Oh yeah. Well, and what I like too is with Elizabeth was kind of the, she was like the polar opposite of her brother, who was just this
absolutely
company man to the core. Anybody who's not white is lesser than, which is what all British colonials based. I mean, we don't need to get into it, but we know that the British have never been that kind to people who weren't white. Again, though, this movie doesn't have to be the one to teach us that lesson. As far as the music goes, is there any standout moments for you? Like, are there any numbers that just either get you riled up or hit you in the feels, or is there any that you didn't like that you think could have been left out of the movie? Or
I think I liked all of them, but I think two standout songs for me in this movie. Chale Chalo where they're singing and they're, getting everybody, Mitawa, which I really love. It's at the very beginning where he's trying to urge everybody. But the one song that really hits me in the feels is O Re Chiori.
Okay.
The love song. It shows all 3 points of view.
Yeah.
But I love Chale Chalo. Chale Chalo just really gets me riled. I mean, I want to do a dance to that. I love that. And I have all the music on my MP3 player.
Okay.
Okay. Just so you know, that's how big of a lover of this music I am.
Yeah.
O Re Chiori really stands out to me for the feels. Excuse me, for the feels, because it just talks about love. Just talks about love. That's all it does. That's, Chale Chalo, like I said, is my favorite just because the dancing, the jazziness beat of it. So yes, those 2 songs stand out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I will get to mine in a moment if I had one. I'm not saying I did.
Well, considering you love musicals, but like you said, not everything has to be a game changer or anything like that.
No.
But even though it might not have been, totally realistic for you, it is something that I think we could still learn something from it.
Absolutely.
That being said,
yeah,
I think we all can learn something from Lagaan in that working together is better than and it doesn't. I think what I liked about it too was that it didn't show her Elizabeth as the white savior necessarily, just as somebody in love who just wanted to do something.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So, Ryan, did I kill you or thrill you?
Well, if I could sing, I would sing my answer to you, but I cannot. So I will just cut right to the chase and tell you that I 100% adored this movie. Every minute of it.
Yeah.
I did not get the same feeling as I did with RRR, but I didn't expect to because it's a different.
Yeah, it's a different movie.
Yeah, RRR is a fantasy epic. This though, there were so many times I had a smile on my face. I was in love with the people, not the colonials. Except for Elizabeth, she was nice. Bhuvan and Gari were so adorable. Amir Khan is just an adorable dude.
He's a phenomenal actor.
Yeah. Apparently he's a super nice guy. Apparently he's one of the biggest stars in Bollywood and all over the world. He's done many things. I am definitely going to be looking up more of his work. And as I said before, Gracie, absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. And this is just me, the 90% of me that is heterosexual. 85% on a good day. I wouldn't have been mad sitting with both of these two on a dune somewhere and listening to them sing and just look at both of them with their dreamy stares. So very attractive cast, but that's neither here nor there. I just thought they were great. I thought the characters were great. Garan, the fortune teller, oh my God. He
was a phenomenal character.
Oh, he's so good.
I loved him. He was a magnet. He was a magnet. You just couldn't keep your eyes off of him. You know, you could not. Everywhere he went, you had to look at, okay, what is he doing? What is he going to do? That type thing. But yeah, I loved all the characters too. They weren't necessarily, well, except I think for the brother of Elizabeth. He was definitely just a bad guy. He was just a jackass. Yeah. Just screw him.
Right.
If he fell off his horse.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have cared. I would have clapped. Yeah,
exactly.
he like right away, because our opening scene, or one of the opening scenes, is Bhuvan is kind of stalking a bunch of hunters, colonialist hunters, who are, I don't know if they're poaching or just anyway. You get Bhuvan obviously loves animals, and he is screwing up and distracting the deer so they run away. So the who
they wouldn't be able to get their trophy. Yeah.
But then he's caught, and that begins our sort of antagonist between him and Colonial Billy Zane, Captain Russell. But So right away, you just write, and it's really good filmmaking / writing because right away, without much dialogue, you're already know, okay, this guy's a nice guy and he's going to be our hero. This guy's a douchebag with a punchable face, and I hate him already. And I do. I despised this man, this character. I'm not going to hold it against the actor, but it's kind of like I feel about. I loved Anthony Michael Hall until I saw him in Edward Scissorhands, and then he was on my shit list for years after that.
I know, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Right? Yeah.
He's so... even thinking about it now, I'm mad at him. But... because he was our guy. He was our geek.
Yeah, he was our geek, and then all of a sudden... Wait, yeah, you can't make him into a jock. You just can't.
Ugh. There were so many of those moments where, they've got to let... I mean, a hero is only as good as their villain. And these two were paired perfectly. They...
oh, yeah, they were.
I guess you could argue maybe the villain was a little cartoony. But, whatever. We're just here to watch him get defeated. We don't want this guy to win. I don't want a redemption arc. I just want him gone. So that's fine with me. And I loved just how, every time he walked on screen, I hissed. I think I flipped him off a couple of times. I out loud called him a bastard at one point.
I think the thing that got me the first was the scene where he had... It wasn't even just the hunting scene. It was the scene where he asked the royal to eat the meat.
Yes.
And I got so mad. So mad. I'm like, who the F are you mother effing man?
You can swear on this show. It's
okay. He was a cunt.
Yeah.
Cunt. He was a fucking cunt.
Wow.
I mean, I swear a lot, Ryan.
Okay, good. I like when I give people permission to swear and they just go for the worst ones. I love it. Like he was an asshole. You're like, oh, he's a cunt. Love it. Okay. So, yeah, I actually wrote that down. I'm like, okay, so he makes this guy eat meat just to be a dick. Like, and it's like, oh, he wouldn't do that to somebody who was a Christian. But, because he's Hindu or Muslim, I don't know which he was. But, yeah, that's just a dick move. And right away, I was like, okay, yeah, this guy's...
I'm glad that the guy stood up to him and said, no, fuck you, I'm not going to eat that.
Exactly.
It's like, no,
Because even part of me through the whole rest of the... Once the stakes had been set for the movie, I was like, I wish that guy would just maybe, like, cross his fingers behind his back and eat the meat and be like, you going to forgive me for this one, God? Because I'm not going to let these people pay triple tax for the next 3 years. Like, you're like, God, can I have this one? Like, but, because, back when I was a religious man, I used to do that. Like, can this be a freebie, God? Because I feel like I have to do something bad to do something good. Am I cool? But
yeah, I question that too sometimes. I question that too. I used to be kind of I don't even know what I am anymore. So anyway, but lapsed Catholic. But anyway, but the point is that yeah. But I'm glad that he stood up to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just throughout the whole movie. I like that. They did that. Now, I thought the slingshot guy was cool. That whole scene when he asks to be on the cricket team, but he has his doubts, and then it goes into the song. You mentioned Mitwa?
Yeah, Mitwa.
Mitwa, sorry. Yeah. Oh, that was probably my favorite song. Like, that whole scene got me. For some strange reason, I don't know why. I'm actually a pretty big fan of the animated Prince of Egypt. And there's a scene in
I love that movie.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, I think it's a masterpiece. And I'm not a religious person in my life anymore, but just as a movie, I think it's phenomenal. And,
yeah,
I'm able to separate the reality from what I consider myth when watching a movie like that. That's just me, folks. I don't mean to insult anybody's religion. But there was a song in that when they're going through when they're escaping Egypt. And there's just a song about believing in miracles or something that really reminded me of Mitawa. Yeah. I don't know why, but it had the same vibe where it's like, look, you got to believe in this. And it just, when Garan starts singing off camera and they all stop and turn, and then he just starts playing his instrument. I loved it. Oh my God, that was the moment I was like, okay, I'm in love with this movie. I love this. Awesome. I also agree with you. I liked, is it Chale Chalo?
Chale Chalo, yep.
Okay, yeah, because basically that's like your Rocky training montage. Great song. Another part where I hated Colonial Billy Zane and really wanted him to die was when he starts beating up the guy for messing up a horseshoe.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Yeah. I was just, yeah.
So many hateable moments, which I guess is the sign of a good villain. Like, if it can get to me that much, I guess they did their job. Because I like to think I'm immune to, I mean, we're both filmmakers. We know the tricks. We know how scripts are written. And it's like, I like to think I'm immune. And then I'm like,
sometimes we're not.
God damn it, you're making me mad. I'm supposed to be immune to this, but I wasn't. So I did love the scene where, I forget his name, but the Untouchable, because he, they want to bring him on the team, or Garan does, or not Garan, but
Bhuvan. Yeah, Bhuvan.
And all the rest of them are like, no, we won't play with this guy. He's of lower caste. And that's a whole nother subject, the caste system in India we won't get into, but they were all hissing and like, no. And, Bhuvan just puts his arm on the guy's shoulder and they're like,
and everybody starts gasping. Yeah.
Yeah. I loved that scene. I thought that was so well done. And I love the speech he gives. And again, I think this isn't a criticism from me, but something I read is that this movie kind of simplified a lot of things. Like,
perhaps it did. Yeah. It's a movie.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to learn cricket that fast. And it's probably unrealistic that one guy would give a speech like that and change everybody's mind right away. Like, we live in America.
Absolutely.
We know that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen anywhere. But in a movie, it's fine. And I would say to those critics, chill out, just have fun. So, in fact, I wish life worked that way.
That's what I mean. Yeah. That's what I get back to.
I wish people were always spouting eloquent dialogue to each other and always had the right witty retort. Instead, we just, I forgot what I was going to,
Right.
I wish people talked like they did in movies. Because one of my least favorite, it makes me so mad when anybody watches a movie and goes, yeah, but that's not how people talk in real life. I'm like, I know. I wish they did. I don't go to the movies to hear how my friends talk. Like, I can do that at the bar.
But yeah, I get it. Yeah. And that's why I love that movie, I guess. It is inspiring. It is inspiring. And I want to, I some of that stuff needs to be put into the real life thing,
Yeah.
That whole, being altruistic, even though you got a broken heart, even though you don't get the one you love.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, that's okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. I was going to say if I had to, cause I always try to be fair on this show. I don't ever like to just blanket overpraise something. I don't believe anything anywhere that has ever been made by humans is perfect. So, if I had to pick one part of this that probably was, I don't know what the right words are. Let me just say this isn't a deal breaker, and it did not in any way, shape, or form take away from my enjoyment of the movie. In fact, in the days since I've watched it, I've softened on it. But the love triangle thing is just not my thing. I hate to admit this about myself, but
that's okay.
As I've reached my 50s, I've just really lost a lot of the romantic side of me I used to have. I was definitely over romantic when I was a younger lad.
Understandable.
Yeah, and
so was I.
Okay,
so was I.
And I think I've just gotten a little more like when I watch films about young love, people in their 20s or 30s. My gut reaction is always like, guys, it's not going to last anyway. And trust me, you've got a lot more life to live yet. And I know this seems so important to you right now, but it's not that important in the grand, and I realize that's on me. That's not the filmmakers, that's on me. And because I did also admit that I love Moulin Rouge, and that's hella romantic.
Oh my God, yeah.
So I don't know what I'm talking about, other than I think if I had to pick a part where I was like, maybe a little less invested in this whole plot than I am in the rest of it. So like if it hadn't even been in the movie, I don't think I would have missed it. Even though, as I've said in the days since, I've kind of warmed up to it. I do think they were a cute couple. Obviously they were going to end up together. That was kind of predictable, but I don't mind predictability. And I do like that the English woman, was, like you said, she didn't turn bad after she found out he didn't love her.
Being scorned.
Yeah. Because
she stayed the same.
Yeah.
She just stayed. She was just like, okay.
It was a very noble.
She was heartbroken, but yeah, she was still true to herself and still true to, she still would have, I think she still would have done the same thing, I think.
I like to think so.
I think so. Because the way she acted, because she embraced Gory when she left.
Exactly.
She hugged Gory. And the mom, she found that she got the love of the people.
Yeah. And
she did. She got the love of the people, and that was way more important.
Well, and just doing the right thing for people.
Yeah, exactly.
I think even at this point in my life, I would say is way more important to me than finding true love. Like,
yeah, it is.
I'm not saying I don't want to be with somebody again. I haven't dated in a while, and but I might again someday when my life's a little bit more stabilized. But again, at the same time, if I died tomorrow, I'd rather people be like, well, he
was a really fucking cool dude.
Yeah, like he died alone, but
he was a good dude.
He, did this or that. I mean, I'm not saying I saved an entire village from having to pay taxes, but I don't know, maybe somebody finds this podcast entertaining and it got them through a rough day and they remember me for that. I don't know. It's neither here nor there, but because again, it didn't detract from the movie. I just, I don't know. Like this is another case where unfortunately I had to break it up over 2 nights, not because I wanted to, but because I kind of had to because of scheduling things. But normally I will not do that. I will set through an entire movie on its own.
On one sitting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of had to, but still it didn't lessen the impact. Because I think when a movie's this long, it's not like if you stop after the first hour and a half, you've really lost any momentum because you've still got another 2 hours of momentum to build. So it was like, it wasn't like I stopped right before the final match and then came back a week later and watched, but I don't feel like this dragged at all. Like almost 4 hours and it just flew by. I don't, I was reading some review on Letterboxd and this guy was like, how the hell did they make a nearly 4-hour movie about cricket and land tax this compelling? And I'm like, I know, like what, like,
right.
I'm still sitting there going,
the most innocuous title ever, Lagaan.
Yeah.
Okay. We're thinking that it means something like really, really intense, and no, it means land taxes.
Yeah, it's land taxes, and they're playing cricket, a very silly variation of bowling and baseball. Like I don't even know. All I knew about cricket was they played it in some other movie I'd seen, and I can't even remember the movie. But I remember as a little kid. Or not a little kid, but like in junior high seeing this movie. I think it was a British film, and they were like playing cricket, and I was like, what is that? Although it kind of looked fun. I don't know. I might try it. I don't know. But I just did not think it dragged. I would absolutely recommend this to anybody. There were just so many moments where I sat forward in my seat and just loved the music.
Awesome.
I liked a lot of the lyrics. So I have no complaints. Like, thank you. Absolutely certified thrill me.
Awesome.
And it definitely made me go and add more Bollywood films to my watch list, because, I hadn't really planned on watching any this year. other than, I don't know, there were a couple maybe, but now I'm like, no, I've got to watch this one.
I've got to catch up on them. I'm definitely going to check out RRR for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
RRR and EGA. You got to watch The Fly.
EGA. Okay.
And get back to me. So yeah, next time you're on, because I would absolutely love to have you back, because you gave me a great list. Because full disclosure to listeners, I've explained this before, but usually people give me a list of about 5 movies. I go through it and tell them which ones of those I've seen, and then they pick from the ones remaining. And you sent so many good ones that I'd already seen.
Oh, great.
And I was like,
cool.
oh,
Awesome.
I would love to do a whole episode about 8-diagram pole fighter. But I've seen it so many times, but I love it. And I would love any chance to talk about Gordon Liu. So
my other bucket list item is to meet him, by the way, or to just exchange a letter with him or something like that.
Is he still alive?
Yes, he's still alive. He's been in bad shape because he had a stroke.
Okay.
The last couple of years, but
I took my nephew to see Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair.
Oh yeah.
And I was explaining to him the awesomeness that is Gordon Liu. Yeah.
I'm
like, you've got to see 8-diagram pole fighter, because there's
and
literally
36 chamber Shaolin. Yeah, that's my ultimate.
Yeah. I'm like, there's a whole fight scene involving staffs and coffins that is amazing to behold. Was it you and I on, because I know we've been Facebook friends for a while, and every once in a while I'll post a movie I'm watching and you've commented. What were you the one that where we were talking about Cynthia Rothrock and Michelle Yeoh?
Yes.
What was the title of that? Because I really liked it.
Yes, madam.
Yeah.
Yes, madam. Oh my God.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God. Love that movie. I met Cynthia Rothrock.
Did you
I
really?
Met Cynthia Roth many years ago. Yeah, at a Comic-Con, and I just, oh my God, I adore her.
Yeah,
I adore her.
I do too.
I want her up for the next Best Actress Oscar. We got to find we got to find Cynthia Rothrock her Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Movie.
Or give her the Tarantino treatment. And
yeah, exactly. Right.
Like the what's his name? Robert Forster. Pam Grier effect. Just that. See, that's what I always wanted to do if I ever got to be in like his position. I had a list of actors I wanted to give their second chance to.
Yeah.
And
give a swan song to. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I was like, I want them to come back. But yeah, Cynthia Rothrock deserves some sort of big screen.
She does.
Yeah.
She absolutely does.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad Michelle Yeoh's gotten hers.
Absolutely.
She's had a great career. I think, I'm glad she won an Oscar and I loved that movie, but man, she has such a great body of work. I hope she doesn't feel like she hasn't accomplished what she should have, because she's a legend. So
she is absolutely a legend. I've loved her, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if only I could cast her in. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love martial arts movies, but I wasn't as thrilled by Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Okay.
And I know people are gonna want to kill me for saying that, but I think the story itself was good. It just basically dragged on. It felt like it was dragging on.
Okay.
And there was too much damn wire foo. Okay. Floating on wires and stuff like that. I mean, I can take so much of it. If I'm watching a Chinese vampire movie, I can take it all. If I'm watching something like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, where you're doing a lot of realistic love crap and everything, and then all of a sudden, stop with the fucking wire foo, please. Please stop with the fucking wire foo.
I gotcha. I mean, I'm
a weirdo. I
fine.
like the movie, but it's just, I think it was overrated.
I get it.
I'm glad she's been in more movies.
Yeah, I'm a fan, but I get it. It's fair enough. I long ago got over that need to, insist that people like everything I like, so the movie, because I like to do this at the end, just for anybody who might be interested, and it's a good way to kind of see where things set with some of these movies. As we already mentioned, it was nominated for an Oscar and won several awards in its home country. It has gone on to become, I would say, probably is considered a classic of the genre, or I don't even know if Bollywood's a genre, more of that designation, that type of cinema. So, and it seems like everybody involved with it has had gone on to have great careers. We have lost a few of them. But as far as the review aggregate sites that I go to, I'm not real big on these. I don't usually care one way or the other what critics or Rotten Tomatoes says about anything.
The audience says, yeah.
Yeah, but I do, after I watch a movie, I'll generally go and check.
Yeah.
Just to see if I'm right or if everybody else is wrong. But Lagaan sets it a 3.9 out of 5 on Letterboxd. That's based on I would say somewhere around, I don't know, it's been viewed been logged 66,000 times.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, out of over 38,000 ratings. 3.9 out of 5. IMDb gives it an 8. It sets it an 8.1 out of 10.
That's good.
Based on 130,000.
That's cool.
And Rotten Tomatoes, 95% with the critics, based on 64 reviews, certified fresh. And then the popcorn meter, which is the audience rating, based on 10,000 plus reviews, sets it a 92%. So
that's cool.
People like this damn movie.
Awesome. Yeah. Good.
I haven't seen. There's been some criticisms, but even the criticisms I've read still like the movie. They just, I don't see how you couldn't. And again, even as I'm not a big sports person. I do actually like a lot of sports movies, but even cricket being the sport of choice in this film, I still found it compelling. Like, I still got into the game.
Right.
I didn't understand half the rules, but eventually you get to understand some of it, and you're like, oh, okay, run. Yeah, okay, good. You got the, God bless them, because they somehow made me sit on the edge of my seat for a cricket match.
Right.
For close to 2 hours. So
I know, right? I didn't know what to expect out of that. Yeah. So I was just like, wow, this is actually a sports movie. It's considered by some to be a sports movie, and it's like, no, dude, it's more than that.
Yeah, it's a sports drama, romance musical, like whatever.
I loved Slapshot. I do love some sports movies.
I love Slapshot.
Yeah, great movie.
Yeah.
So there's some sports movies I can get into and stuff like that.
Well, it's all about the story. If I find the story compelling,
it's about the story.
Yeah, I mean, it can be about bowling, it can be about football, it can be about World War II. Like, just tell me a good story, and I'll accept the world it lives in.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is a very highly rated film. I'm glad I finally got to watch it, and I recommend it to everybody. It's PG. You can watch it with the family. Make it a night, because it is almost 4 hours long. But that shouldn't stop you from enjoying this. And thank you, Gabrielle, for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful experience. I was just delighted. I just got to keep repeating that.
Good.
I was delighted.
Yeah.
Had a blast. So, all right. Well, I guess that's all we've got to say about that. So why don't you take this opportunity to remind everybody who you are and what you do. And you know what? I'd like to hear you pimp your shit. Like, tell everybody where they can find these projects you're working on. If you have any socials you want to share, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it. I look up to a lot of filmmakers in the area, and like I said, I've worked with Mark France, but lately I've been working with James Turner.
Okay.
He is a fabulous filmmaker. He has a lot of stuff on Tubi, but last year we started filming a series known as HP.
Okay.
It's called HP, the Capital of Detroit, and it's a gritty urban crime drama set in Highland Park, a tiny city surrounded by Detroit with a huge personality and history. If you've ever seen The Wire and Snowfall or Power, that's what it references.
Okay.
But the show explores like street life, working class struggle, political corruption, family loyalty, and survival, after the collapse of industry. Everybody seems to have forgotten HP, but, a lot of people, don't know Highland Park exists, But even though it's set inside Detroit, it has its own identity,
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things I love about it is that he has such great stories to tell. James Turner is a fantastic screenwriter. The show was built independently. You know, we have all sorts of independent creators on this, and it's filmed on real locations. Characters aren't stereotypes. The show isn't just street crime. You know, it's like the streets, working class families, and political power. It's got real energy. It's just fantastic. I've loved working on it because, like I said, the cast feels like a family. James Turner's a fantastic filmmaker and writer. He's always allowed people to have a voice in his projects, and it's just real.
Yeah.
It's just real. It's just a real experience.
Okay. Yeah, I'm intrigued actually. You know, I unfortunately don't see a lot of things people are working on. I haven't kept up very good just because the way I had to make a new Facebook account after my other one was shut down for I don't know what reason. So I've missed a lot of things with some of my fellow filmmakers in the state, and I feel bad about that. That's why I'm glad have a lot of them on the show to kind of catch me up with what they've been doing. And so, yeah, that I definitely want to check that out. And
you can actually at www.detroitfilmmaker.com. He has the first 3 episodes up, and I can tell you that it's a growing platform. We have like a growing subscriber base. I think a lot of people are emotionally getting connected to the characters. My character, for instance, is the chief of staff to the mayor, who plays the huge role in the show. And I got to tell you, I do some things in that show. I do some things in that show. So it's real social tension. The characters, you feel like you know them.
Okay.
You know, and so it's like I said, it's getting a lot of notice. I think. Did you ever hear of a comedian named Coco?
No, I don't believe so.
That person is from Highland Park, and they're going to be part of the show as well.
Oh,
they heard about this show and they want to be part of it. So more and more people are getting interested in it.
Oh, that's great.
And there's a reason for that. It's just because it's just fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I'll link that in the episode description for everybody.
Registration is free. And we're going to be, I don't know when the other episodes, we filmed 6 episodes so far. We're going to be starting to film season 2, I believe, later this summer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
And is there any place where people could see some of your other work, or
YouTube just for my short films? I don't really want to brag on myself because, like I said, I love bragging on HP because it's definitely worth bragging about. But if you want to see some of my short movies, you can check out The Yaw, Moving Mountains, and I think even Cross Current. I'm going to try to put Cross Current up on YouTube as well.
Okay.
And Amish Vengeance. So those are the short movies that I have out.
Okay.
So Cross Current is probably one of my better ones, but yeah. So I'm going to get that up there as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'll make sure all that's linked too. And then did you have any social medias you want to send people to, or would you rather just send them to your work?
I would just rather send them, if they want to check out, I'm on Facebook as Gabrielle Gamache-Nettles, and I'm just definitely check out James Turner's page as well.
Okay.
He has a Facebook page as well, and also an Instagram. I'm also on Instagram, but like I said, I don't really have, that big of a following, but he does. Oh,
Okay. Yeah, well, maybe at some point I could get him on the show. So
he would be a great addition.
Yeah.
He would be a great addition.
Okay.
Fabulous
well,
addition.
if you when you talk to him, let him know and have him get a hold of me, and I'd love to have him on. And I would absolutely love to have you back.
Thank you. Yeah, I would love to come back on this. This is great. I mean, definitely. We got to find a martial arts movie you haven't seen.
Yeah,
Ryan.
That's your your homework is. And believe it or not, there's a lot of them. That's what people are kind of surprised. I have seen a lot of movies in the.
Oh, I know you have.
And I as I often say, I say that without shame or pride.
Hey.
It just is what it is. But despite all that, you'd be surprised at the number of movies I haven't seen. So
there's a lot of them I haven't seen either. So could be good homework. But I'm going to definitely check out EGA. EGEE.
Yeah.
And RRR for sure.
Yeah. Well,
absolutely.
When you come back, we can we can discuss those, and hopefully they lean more thrill than kill for you.
I think they will.
If you enjoyed this program, you should totally follow it online.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're talking.
So where are you?
Go to Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, Letterboxd, and YouTube.
Cool.
And search for Cinema Milkshake.
Do it. We'll give it a whirl. Why not?
And
Like, follow, share, and leave feedback.
you tell the world.
You certainly don't have to, but it would be a whole lot cooler if you did.
Believe that shit.
Word.
Oh, that's good.
Until next time, don't let the bastards grind you down.
Listen, don't get prancy with me, kiddo.
Keep watching movies.
Dude, that movie was fucking sweet. And bet your fucking ass it was.
And, most importantly, dear listeners,
What's up?
enjoy every milkshake.
I feel like something incredible is really gonna happen here.
Ooh, that's a bingo.
I'm disgusted and repulsed, and I can't look away.
What is this, some kind of a joke?
Some sort, yes.
Bravo!
You're mocking me, aren't you?
How dare you?
Do you know anything about the art of film production?
Well, I like to think so.
Direction, the acting, the storyline. That shit was bad.
Wow. That was fucking trippy.
Yeah, boy.
What did you think?
I can't talk about it anymore. It's giving me a headache.
Why don't you knock it off with them negative waves?
That's part of your problem, you know. You haven't seen enough movies. All of life's riddles are answered in the movies.
I had enough. I give up. I want to go home.
Remember these words, and always live by 'em. Screw 'em. Who cares what anybody thinks?